Hi, it's Linda from Homestead by the Lake. So who wants to make healthy beans? We are going to prep some dried beans. Have you ever done this? Super simple, super simple. So what you want to do is any kind of bean that you want, you can use, whatever you like. So I'm going to take my colander and I'm going to fill this bowl with water. But I'm going to put 2 cups of beans in my colander. And what I'm going to do is sift through them, look for any pieces, anything that doesn't look good, any little, see like there's little halves and stuff in here. Just kind of go through them. Now what I'm going to do is rinse these really well. Don't spill your water like I did. Spilt water everywhere. All right, so now what I want to do is rinse this, pull out any, if you have, see like there's little tiny pieces of stuff in here. I'm just gonna pull that all out and look through them, make sure I'm not missing anything. So what I'm gonna do is the soak method, which means after I've rinsed these, I'm going to put water in the pot and it's gonna sit overnight. And then tomorrow, I will cook them. Look some more. Now that they're, so you don't miss anything. Yeah, there's some at the bottom. So you're gonna find like little chunks like that. Try and leave those in your colander and not get them in your pot. All right, see that? There's a bunch of little pieces in there. Can you see? And they're all rinsed. So now you can throw away your rinse water and get fresh water. And you're gonna want a pan big enough so you can fit 10 cups of water. Here's 8 cups. And just pour that right in. Let me get rid of this dirty water. Okay, now that we have rinsed our beans, we are going to put our lid on and it's just gonna sit on the counter. I'm gonna sit it on the counter for 24 hours until the next day. I think there's other ways to do beans, like you don't have to wait a full 24 hours. But I want to wait the full 24 hours. And tomorrow, we'll cook them up in preparation of our dinners. Okay, my beans are going to sit for 24 hours on the counter and just leave them be till tomorrow. Hi, it's Linda from Homestead by the Lake. So it's the next day and we are going to continue to prepare our beans. So over here, my beans have been sitting for 24 hours. Oh, look. Okay, here's what my beans look like after soaking for 24 hours. There's a little bit of foaminess on there, but very little. This is very nice. So we have to soak our beans. I'm sorry. We have to not crash everything out of the cabinets. So let's start over. So first we have to drain our beans. We will do that first. Okay, so after you've soaked your beans for 24 hours, what you want to do is rinse them really well. And that's what I'm gonna do now, and I'll be back. Okay, I have rinsed my beans really well, and they look beautiful. They really do. So I'm going to put this back in my pan. And while you're rinsing and going back through, make sure you look for anything that you might have missed. Look at that, there's one that just kind of split. So I'll pull that out. Oh, there's a half one. I'll pull that out. Okay. Now what you want to do, once you've rinsed really well, put them back in your pot and you're gonna add your 10 cups of water once again. So you're soaking them in 10 cups. And then we're going to cook them in 10 cups. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put that on my stove. And I'm going to, if you have anything floating that you need to take out, like a skin, like there's a skin right there, sticking my fingers in there. Pull that out. That's not coming up. Okay, so we are going to put this on medium high. And we are going to put the cover on. But what I need to happen is it needs to slow simmer, like medium simmer. You don't want it to boil because you don't want your all your beans to start falling apart on you. And if they boil, they're just going to get too soft. Here's another skin. So medium high to get this going, put my top on, and I'm gonna watch it for a medium simmer, and we'll be back. Okay, look at the beans. They are getting warmed up. They have a little bit of a bubble in there, which is fine. We just don't want them to boil. So, and we have some steam coming up. Can you see how well they're doing? So now, if it starts to go too high, I'll turn it down to low to medium. And I'll put the cover on and I'm gonna let them simmer for 30 minutes. I'll pull one out and check for doneness and we'll be back. No, it started boiling. It started coming out from under the top. Don't do that. All right, now we are turning it down to low to medium. I do not want that boil in there. And I have moved my pot over so it can calm down, and I will put it back on. I think I'm going to leave the top off this time too. Well, till it slows down, till it calms down some. And my burner calms down some. Okay, we've calmed down from our boil over. I think we're okay, so I'm going to put the lid back on. And be careful not to do that again, Linda. Okay, it has been 30 minutes, so let's check for doneness. We have a nice, slow simmer. Oh, they're feeling nice. They look beautiful. Look at those beans. I think once you make your own beans, that because you can make them whatever way you want to, you'll always do this. I know I'm going to, because I am doing this, I have to lower my salt content, and this is why I'm doing this. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? Let me do that again. Okay, so we're just testing. See how done they are. Okay, ready? Look at that. That's nice. Oh, they're nice. Now, oh, they're really hot. So hold on. Don't do that. They have a little crunch to them. Do I want that? No, I really don't. I'm going to give them 10 more minutes and we'll be back. Okay, it's been 40 minutes for our beans. Let's check them. Oh, they feel better. Okay, ready? Let's look. Oh, that's nice. See how that was nice and soft? That's perfect. Okay, so now what you do when your beans are done, you turn them off, let them sit just for a few minutes. And the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of salt, but I'm not gonna do a whole tablespoon. I'm gonna do some pink Himalayan salt, and I'm only gonna do a half teaspoon. And I'm just gonna sprinkle that in, and I'm gonna let that sit for a few minutes. Now, at this point, if you want to, you can add your other spices, and you can put as much salt or no salt if you don't want to. You can add a bay leaf, you can do other herbs, whatever you would like. Don't rinse them again. You're just going to drain them, put them in the fridge, use them in your fresh meals for the rest of the week. You can also freeze them if you want. This is Linda from Homestead by the Lake. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you make your own beans. So I'm going to let the salt sit in there for just a few minutes, about 5 minutes or so. Let the beans kind of start to cool off a little bit, and then I'll drain them, and I'll be back. Okay, our beans have been sitting for a good 10 minutes or so. So I am going to start to put them in my jar. But first what I'll do is I will let them cool off some more in my bowl. Look at how beautiful they came out. Now these beans have 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Oh, let me get an example. Here is a can of garbanzo beans or chickpeas. It has 440 milligrams in a 1/2 cup. That's a lot of salt. You can get dried chickpeas and make your own and put no salt in, or reduce it like I did because the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon. And look at my beans. They're beautiful. I'm gonna let them cool off, and they're gonna be used all week in some recipes. Thanks for watching my video.